Bill, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Bill Beardall, and I am appearing this evening representing Austin Interfaith. I'm a lay leader of the Congregational Church of Austin, United Church of Christ, and a leader in Austin Interfaith. I've been asked by Austin Interfaith today to present some testimony on behalf of the 30 congregations that Austin Interfaith represents, including 50,000 families throughout Central Texas. Austin Interfaith is really concentrated on promoting ethnic and economic unity, middle class and neighborhood security, and a sense of shared prosperity across ethnic and class lines. One of the things that Austin Interfaith really focuses on is mobilizing voters, getting them registered, especially in middle class and working class families, and particularly the large number of Latino congregations who are part of Austin Interfaith. In the House meetings and the mobilizing efforts and the monthly meetings that Austin Interfaith has, this bill has really mobilized a lot of interest, and the conversation I think you need to know is all about how these sanctuary city provisions that have found their way through several bills and now into HB 9 and SB 9 do place an obstructive burden on law enforcement that impede their ability to form the close working collaborative relationships with the communities that are represented in the Austin Interfaith congregations, and the way in which that reduces trust that is so important to crime prevention in the communities where our members live. There is a lot of conversation about how the anti-immigrant legislation, such as SB 9 and HB 9, have a tendency to separate, a great potential to separate families from each other, undermining the value and sanctity of the family and contradicting our Judeo-Christian faith and democratic traditions. It also, because it makes it harder for families to live and work in a dignified fashion, this is really mobilizing a lot of people in ways that I hope you will take into account. On April 13th of this year, a press conference was organized by Austin Interfaith with a dozen leaders of major denominational bodies in the area, including Bishop Boscus of the Catholic Diocese of Austin, Bishop James Dorff of the Southwest Texas Conference of the Methodist Church, Bishop Ray Tiemann of the Southwest Texas Synod of the Evangelical Lutheran Church, Rabbi Alan Friedman of Temple Beth Shalom, Rabbi Neil Blumoff of Congregational Agudas Achim, the Episcopal Diocese of Texas, and the Presbyterian Presbytery of Central Texas. All of them came together to really speak out against the provisions that are now have found their way into HB 9 and SB 9. If I might, I would like to just close by reading from what is actually a few sentences from the Catholic Social Teaching Compendium that really express the views of these congregations, whether they're Islamic, Jewish, Protestant, Catholic. Immigration can be a resource for development rather than an obstacle to it. In the modern world, where there's still grave inequalities between rich countries and poor countries, and where advances in communications quickly reduce distances, the immigration of people looking for a better life is on the increase. These people come from less privileged areas of the earth, and they arrive in developed countries. Their arrival is often perceived as a threat to the high levels of well-being achieved thanks to decades of economic growth. In most cases, however, immigrants fill a labor need which would otherwise remain unfulfilled in sectors and territories where the local workforce is insufficient or unwilling to engage in the work in question. That is what we're dealing with, and that's why we need to bring these communities together, and Austin Interfaith urges you to oppose these bills and stop these efforts to pass these bills, which will really be counterproductive both politically and as community policy.
All right. Thank you, Bill, for your testimony.